Good morning. Having discussed Yahat, we now move on to Maggid, the next part of the Leil HaSeder. Now, there are many mitzvot which we do throughout the night of Pesach. There are only two mitzvot which are mandated by the Torah and are unique to Pesach night. They are the eating of the matzah, and secondly, Sipur Yetziat Mitzrayim, retelling the story of the Exodus, which is derived from the verse, V'yigadata libincha b'yomahu lemor, you should tell your children on this day, saying, Ba'avur zeh, this is what happened when we left Egypt. There are other mitzvot which are biblical, such as Birkat HaMazon, but unique to Pesach is the matzah and the retelling of the story. Now, the truth is there's a mitzvah each night of the year. Every night of the year, we're told, L'man tizkor et yom tzetecham eret Mitzrayim kol yemei hayecha. There is a mitzvah to remember leaving Egypt every night. And we do this every night in the Shema, in the third paragraph of the Shema, by remembering L'man tizkeru ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim li'otechem Elohim. I am Hashem who took you out from Egypt. And through that we fulfill the mitzvah each night by remembering Egypt. And so the question which many ask is, what's unique about Pesach night, if this is a mitzvah every night? And various solutions are given to this question. One is that the rest of the year is just mentioning, whereas on Pesach night it's actually reliving it. We say in the Haggadah, B'chol dor v'dor hayav adam leharot et atzmo. Every generation a person needs to try to imagine he's leaving Egypt. And so that's much more intense. But secondly, and an important point for the entire night is that during the rest of the year it's just about mentioning it, whereas on Pesach night it's about having a discussion about it. And there's something unique which we find throughout the Seder night, and that's the importance of encouraging questions. We do many things throughout the night to encourage children and others to ask questions and to discuss. And we find, the Gemara tells us, and this is codified in the Rambam as well, that if a person is alone, he still asks Man Nishtana. Man Nishtana is the question, why is this that different? It has 4 parts to it. It's commonly referred to as the 4 questions. In truth, it's one question with 4 parts. And the question is, why is this no different from all other nights? And we answer, Avadim Hayinu, we were once servants, and therefore we do all these things to remember and to make this night different. But even you would imagine that if a person is alone, they ask the question. They don't need to ask the question because there's no one to discuss it with. When a person is with others, so they ask the question, they receive an answer. But if they're alone, there wouldn't be a need to do so. Nonetheless, the Gemara tells us, even alone, a person asks himself. And why? Why is it necessary to ask questions to yourself? And the idea being is that there are 2 kinds of experiences which we are going through on Seder night. Number 1 is the physical exodus. In Egypt, there was backbreaking work, the labor, the hard work, the cement, the mortar, etc. And we left that all, and we remember that on Pesach night by eating the matzah, by having the 4 cups of wine, by reclining, and all the other lovely things which we do. But there's another element of the slavery of Egypt, and that's the intellectual slavery. When Moshe comes to Paro and asks Paro, can we have a 3-day break? Right at the beginning, Paro says, Tichbad alehem avodah v'yasu b'im. Let the work increase upon them. If you have the time to consider and to think about taking a holiday, that means you have too much time on your hands, and therefore we need to intensify the labor. Paro's slavery wasn't just a physical one, but it was also a mental one, to try to get the people not to be able to think about their lives. And in truth, in a dictatorship, the thing which is curtailed the most is free speech, not being able to ask and to question and to express oneself. And when a person asks a question, that demonstrates a person's freedom to be able to investigate, to be able to understand, to be able to analyze. And so on Pesach night, we don't just relive the physical exodus, and we do all the physical things to remember it, all the mitzvot, the cups of wine, but we also relive the intellectual freedom and being able to be free mentally from slavery, and that's demonstrated by being able to ask questions, to be able to express ourselves, to be able to discuss with one another. And that's that element of Pesach, the mental element, and therefore this is why Haggadah is unique to the rest of the year. The rest of the year is just mentioning, whereas on Pesach night, it's about actually having a question and answer, having a dialogue about it, discussing it, analyzing it, examining it. It's all part, and the more a person does, the greater the mitzvah is, and that's what's unique about Pesach night. Why is there no beracha on this mitzvah? the matzah we're going to do later on, you say a bracha on it. The maror, you say a bracha on it. Why is there no bracha on the mitzvah from the Torah of Sipur Yitziat Mitzrayim? So some various answers are given in the Rishonim. One answer given is that you fulfill the mitzvah by the Kiddush. In Kiddush we mentioned Zecher Yitziat Mitzrayim, and that also includes the Haggadah, Zecher Yitziat Mitzrayim. Another answer given, the Rashba gives this answer, is that since the mitzvah has no limit, meaning that the mitzvah is the entire night, right? There's no specific limit to this mitzvah. Most mitzvot a person does, there is a definition, a requirement, how much they need to do. Whereas this mitzvah is the entire night. Any mitzvah which has no limit to it, a beracha normally is not recited. In any case, it's important to recognize the mitzvah of Haggadah, the unique mitzvah. And there is the first night which is mandated from the Torah, and how important it is to use the night to discuss and to analyze and to question and to retell the story, which we will discuss more tomorrow.